Howdy, everyone. Welcome back to Through the Gears as we get you set for the best bets going into wine country at Sonoma. Joining me this week is Bryan Nolen. First time on the show. Happy to have him on. And he just got back from Chicago covering races for Frontstretch there. Excited to have him on the show once again. Also, the host of Happy Hour, which airs on Tuesday live on our YouTube right here at Frontstretch. Also, we're looking to see if we can earn more money, as we got SVG on our card last week with 2-1 odds, and we went up 23.5 units, which was a great week for us. Hit a couple props, could have hit more. Shout out Dalton Hopkins, got the Ryan Preece bet right at top 5, and which was I think 22-1 or so last week, or 18-1 by this drop of the green flag. So if y'all got it on that, congratulations. We made some good money, and we're looking to keep that forward momentum going this week. Be sure to leave a like and a comment on the YouTube video. Leave some feedback, and I'll get back to you in the comment section. I'm excited again to bring you another episode and get some more money at Sonoma. Without further ado, let's get into it as we go through the gears. Joining me now is my good buddy, my good pal, Fortnite friend of mine, Bryan Timothy Dale Nolen, who just got back from Chicago this weekend. Nolen, first of all, let me congratulate you on that Bowman video. It's about 350K on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
Great video from that. Did a great job this weekend. How you doing, though? Cooled down from the weekend?
I don't think I've cooled down. It's still like 90 degrees here where I live in Idaho, but I'm doing well. Thanks, man. Yeah, it was very, very, very humid in Chicago, but always a good time. If that was the last one, I'm glad they got all 75 laps in, like we talked about on Happy Hour on Tuesday. So, really, really fun, and I'm thankful that you wanted me on this program.
Yeah, I'm about to say I definitely wanted you because you've been to Sonoma a couple times, especially last year's race, and it's going to be a different dynamic now that SVG is promoted to Cup, and you saw it firsthand in Chicago. It's a masterclass there, a masterclass at Mexico City earlier this year, and he won the Xfinity Series before. We'll just go ahead and dive into it because, I mean, as everyone's talking about SVG, we're tired of him winning now. The books have responded in kind. He was 2-1 going into last week. He's now plus 160. Probably the biggest favorite in the Cup Series I've seen in a long time. Nolen, this is insane that he carries this much value. But I've said it. I got caught on it at Mexico City, and I swore I'm not going to get caught on it again. SVG is someone you can't bet against.
I mean, yeah. We saw him. He was spectacular. In Mexico City. He was great in Sonoma. He did lead a little bit in Coda, but ultimately did not get the win. That was Christopher Bell's final win to date right now. But, I mean, this all feels like an SVG. Obviously, this will be his first time in the Cup Series in Sonoma, but he did win in the Xfinity Series last year. So it does feel like it is going to be SVG versus the field. Kind of like back, I don't know if you remember this, kind of like back in the old days when in golf where you go to a big major and it's Tiger Woods versus the field. It kind of feels like that, but with SVG versus the field on a road course.
Yeah, honestly, there should be a book. I think there was like when Max Verstappen had his run of dominance in Formula One with that unstoppable Red Bull machine, which RIP Christian Horner, by the way. But
White, he's not dead. He is not.
He's
dead,
gone. White. He's not in Red Bull anymore.
Dead, though.
I'm kidding. RIP him as the team principal. That is. But I digress. I mean, there's been books for that bet alone with Max Verstappen. There's been books that like bet anybody but Max Verstappen. There should be an anybody but SVG bet, seems like, going into this race, because I mean the closest guy to him, and it's the defending winner of this race, is Kyle Larson. Now Kyle's been great at this track, obviously won last year, and he's been in contention to win so many times here, and really his home, I want to say his home track now, with now Auto Club not being on the schedule, absolutely his home track here at Sonoma. But yeah, I mean, 6-1 still very respectable. But even last week at at Chicago Street. He went into the weekend after kind of a mediocre qualifying, never really being barely in the top 10 at all last week. He was all the way up to an 18-1 by the green flag. Nolen, and not just that, he's been kind of, for his standards, kind of bad at this last couple of races since the Coke 600 and his failed double attempt. Is there any stock that you're going to put into Kyle Larson this week?
I mean, we've seen him win at road courses. He's won at Sonoma before. He's won twice, actually. There's only 3 active Sonoma winners in the field coming up on Sunday. But I mean, it's not been good at all ever since, like you said, Wyatt, during the double. I mean, he won at Kansas, and then after Kansas, I mean, it was not good. But if he starts up front, I mean, the last 3 road course races that Kyle Larson has led, he's gone on to win. So I mean, if he does have a good qualifying session, I would maybe put a flyer, but I mean, I would wait till Saturday to do that because it's been rough sledding as of late for Larson and that 5 team.
Yeah, it's been pretty tough no matter where he's gone so far, and places you'd think he would compete, he just hasn't. But someone who has competed, and you saw it and really put it to SVG last week, and the books have responded in kind. 11-1, shout out Michael McDowell. He's third favorite, which I've honestly never seen him at third favorite since I've been covering sports betting in general. The books have acted strongly for Michael McDowell, and I feel, and his numbers don't lie here, he's one of the top finishers in the next gen era, battling for the leading laps here at Sonoma in the last couple of years. What are you thinking now that he's with Spire Motorsports and how strong he looked last week about Michael McDowell?
I love that pick. It's on my card, Mr. Wyatt Watson of Frontstretch.com. Absolutely love that. He told me after the race on our, in which you can watch on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Frontstretch, that the real show begins in Sonoma. And I mean, he led like the first 30 laps, had a throttle brake pedal issue that ultimately ended his day early in Chicago. So I truly believe that this is a race he has circled with a big yellow, red, black, whatever you want to call it, star, and says, this is a race that I can win, and I'm going to put everything that I can into Sunday's race in Sonoma. Not saying that he doesn't for any other race, but there are certain races that people put on their calendar that are like, okay, I can win this. Like SVG, he puts the road courses. Michael McDowell, I think he puts the road courses, but there's going to be a little more emphasis on this specific road course.
Yeah, especially after last week and how fast he looked. His average finish here, second amongst active drivers, 4th in 3 races. Yeah, and he battled with, and I remember 22 when it was him, Buescher, and Daniel Suarez, who, I mean, unfortunately lost his ride, but he is a former winner here in the next gen era. Buescher, again, I mean, that's another guy I'm going to get into here actually right now. I mean, Chris Buescher is another guy who just has shown consistent pace. He's the guy who owns the best average finish in the next gen era, 3rd. He's top 5 here every time we've come here, just hasn't had the win. He had it at Watkins Glen last year with the win, and this is just another track where Chris Buescher has figured it out. And RFK really can, and his teammate Ryan Preece, who could be a really good prop consideration after what he showed at Chicago. Buescher absolutely is someone I'm looking at this weekend.
Oh yeah, he's got the best average finish on the road course in the next gen car at 9.3.
Absolutely.
So I mean, this is a guy that you definitely have to watch for coming up on Sunday. I mean, I'm looking at a couple of the numbers right here. I'm looking here. He's finished top 5 in the last 3 races in Sonoma. Last 3 races, 2nd, 4th, and 3rd. There's one position that he hasn't finished, so that's 1st. Either 1st or 5th, he could continue that streak of top 5. So is it going to be 1st? Is it going to be 5th? We'll have to wait and see. But I do expect him to continue in the in that active streak of finishing in the top 5 in wine country.
And if it wasn't for a mechanical problem during the race, he looked strong in Chicago as well. Yeah. So Buescher is just another safe bet you can go with. Guys that join him at that 14-1 number, Ty Gibbs. Well, he's been great at road courses, especially with the 2nd place last week. Sonoma, surprisingly, his numbers are totally bad at this place. 39th best of amongst all drivers in the next gen era with a 27.5. Just nothing's gone his way here, but the books are still respecting him with the 14-1 number after his performances at Mexico City and at the Chicago Street Course. Chase Elliott's also at 14-1. Of course, he's had great success on the road courses. You have Tyler Reddick here at 14-1. Not to mention William Byron and Christopher Bell at 18 and 21-1, respectively. And AJ Allmendinger, another road course guy, at 22-1. Out of all those guys, and considering their average finishes here at Sonoma, who's someone out of the favorites that you could possibly look at in that group?
I'm looking. Like I said, that McDowell circles it. I truly think that AJ circles it as well. Obviously, he's a California native. He knows that these are his best chances to win, as well as the super speedway. So I do think he's going to do everything in his power to get it, to get up there in the front. But the thing is with AJ is when something happens to him, he makes mistakes when he gets passed for the lead or gets passed for second or third. He does something and gets into the dust or gets into the marbles or anything, and it ruins his day. And he just kind of falls apart a little bit. So I would watch for him, but maybe for a top 10. Would not be surprised to see the Dinger get a top 10.
Yeah, he's going off 2 6th-place finishes in a row here at Sonoma in the last couple of years. He's just, I agree wholeheartedly with that. He'll be running up front, and I think it's just the emotion on his sleeve. It kind of gets into his head, especially, man, honestly, since SVG has come and stolen the spotlight from all these road course ringers. AJ Allmendinger has had the questions fired at him, especially when they were teammates at college. It's like, this SVG guy, man, he's owning the show. And AJ kind of didn't say that, but you could see it on his face. It just makes my life a little harder. Still ended up winning at Las Vegas in the Xfinity Series and going on to compete for a championship. Good kudos to him there. But now in the Cup Series, and listen, and AJ's been consistently, he's in the points battle right now with his 16 Colic team. And this is a place where obviously he can take advantage of his road course prowess. It's just his ceiling might be getting into the top 5. I really like his top 10. It's about even right now, which we'll go more into on the prop side of things. Looking just farther down, I'm not going to go too far because, again, we have SVG in the field. It'd have to take a rainstorm to fix this, and you're not getting that in Sonoma, California this time of year. Yeah. But you still have Kyle Busch, who has looked solid on the road course and street course at Chicago. He finished top 5, came back for that, might I say. Ross Chastain finished top 5 here last year. He's 30-1. Ryan Blaney somehow has a road course win at the Roval way back when, but he's 35-1. Bowman's no slouch at the road courses at 40. And you go farther down, I'll at least mention Joey Logano and Carson Hocevar and Daniel Suarez all sitting at 60-1 and Ryan Preece at 80-1 with some value there. Is there really any chance for any of these underdogs to show out, or is it just going to be a favorites race here at Sonoma?
I do like Ryan Preece. He did finish in the top, or he did finish in the top 10 in Chicago. But I will say this: one person to not go after, that's Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney is on a 21 race winless or 21 race streak without a top 5 on a road course. That's okay. I'm pretty sure that's over 3 years, Wyatt. So I'm probably more than 3 years. So I'm going to go on a limb and say don't bet Ryan Blaney to get a top 5. Maybe get a top 10, I don't know, but I would not at all have him get a top 5 in Sonoma. It's been tough sledding for the driver of the number 12 car, but I do like Ryan Preece to get a top 10 plus 275 on DraftKings. So I may sprinkle a couple dollars there, but I've been really impressed with the short track guy. He's really impressed me. So that's who I would be watching for.
Yeah, best finish here at Sonoma for him is a 3rd in 2019, 6th in the next gen era. So he's been close, but no cigar really here at Sonoma. There's just too much competition, especially this year with SVG taking a spot in this field and getting in top 5 with guys like McDowell, Buscher, and Elliott, even Larson, people that have consistently showed the speed here at Sonoma. It's going to be tough for anyone outside of of the favorite category to really show their speed. Hocevar is a little sneaky. He qualifies well. He's qualified top 5 both at Coda and Chicago. But I mean, he wrecked early at Chicago and then kind of faded into the nothingness at Coda as well, and was nowhere to be found other than up the bumper of Ricky Stenhouse at Mexico City. So it's those guys all the way down there. The only one I completely agree with is Ryan Preece and maybe a Denny Hamlin, just because he's raced up front before. Who could forget the 2016 finish with him and Tony Stewart, albeit 9 years ago, that is. He is coming off the top 5 at Chicago as well. So there could be some consistency finally building in the 11 crew at road courses potentially. That could be a play. But before we get into those potential prop picks, we will go into our cards. And I'll lead it off to you, Brian. Who do you think is going to come out and win the Toyota Save Mart 350 at, I almost called it Ifinion, Sonoma Raceway?
This guy is plus 1,100 on DraftKings. He was so close in Chicago, but he had the throttle pedal issue. Michael McDowell clinches his spot and wins for Spire Motorsports. Wyatt.
Absolutely incredible. I like that pick there, and I share him too. Michael McDowell at 11-1. He impressed the hell out of me last weekend. It stinks because he didn't do well at Mexico City. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But his numbers are backed up very heavily from what we said earlier. Again, the average finish of 4th. It's going to be a good show for McDowell. My second guy it's got to be SVG at the favorite. Plus 160, 5 units on him there. It's just, you can't bet against this guy. And if you do, well, you could say goodbye to everything that you've bet because there's nothing going your way when SVG is in the field. At least he's a plus number. That's about the only positive you can have here with SVG. He's my second pick. Who do you got on your? Who else do you got on your card, Nolan?
Well, I got one winner. I got Chris Buescher, top 5 at plus 195. I got Suarez plus 150 for a top 10. And then I got Austin Cindric plus 275 for a top 10. I like that. I like that bet. Yeah. So I'm gonna. I'm going to. I do think Cindric is going to be good.
Yeah, Cindric's a good call out. I mean, he's shown pace on the road courses previously. I think he's trying to find his way back now on the road courses, in my humble opinion. But he's shown the pace over the last couple of weeks, over the last couple of races at road courses. It's just a matter of claiming those finishes. I got a couple more winners on my card as well. I would take a Chris Buescher at 14-1. A little heavy on him, but hey, if he goes for the win, it's max payout with 3 units there. But I also throw 3 units kind of as an insurance pick for Kyle Larson. He does have the pace here at Sonoma. You can't really bet against him either previously in other races. I think, and we've seen great battles between Larson and Gisbergen between each other when they raced at Chicago and Xfinity. I think we'll get potentially a great show between those two as well. I'll tell you my prop picks as well. It leads off with Chris Buescher as well at a top 5. Numbers don't lie. Plus 225, another 3 units on him there. That's incredible value for a guy who's finished top 5 every time here. And why not take his teammate Ryan Preece at a top 10 as well with plus 275? Do 2 units there. Man, I don't know what possessed me to. I was about to take Preece with Hopkins with Dalton last episode, but instead I went with Corey Heim, and he ended up DQing. Which, by the way, your money most of the time your money gets the target. Yeah, I know.
Oh boy.
So, the one good thing though is that when he DQ'd is that typically some sports books they return your money when you bet somebody that doesn't make the field. So for you that listen to me, you got your units back, and you make allocations for this week or even last week when I tweeted it out. The other 2 guys I got on my card for this week, I got Hamlin at a top 10. He's plus 350. That's insane value for Denny Hamlin. Now, he hasn't been great at the road courses, but he's coming off a 4th place finish, like I said. I think that's valuable there. And I think he can make it 2 in a row for a top 10 in road courses. And finally, I got Chastain for a safe bet at top 10. He's plus 120. I like the plus number on him. Another 3 units on him there. So that is my card going in Sonoma. And now we're going to look at the Xfinity series real quick, because I always like looking at seeing what we can do on the lower series when available. Nolan, who you got your eye on for Saturday afternoon's race?
Well, it's like part of me is like I could win a lot of money, and then part of me is like I could just go out into the freeway and just throw it away, because I think we all know that it's going to be SVG versus Connor Zilch, because you got SVG at minus 150, Zilch at plus 140, and then the third best odds is at plus 1600. Like, that is, I haven't seen odds like that in a long time, if ever. So that's mind-boggling just to even look at. So I kind of just want to, I think it is just going to be between SVG and Zilch, but I mean, I kind of want to make money, and I do feel like it's SVG's to lose, you know?
Yeah, it is SVG's to lose. If I'm going to go with the winner, I think you just go with Zillich at the plus 140 number via DraftKings. Yeah. Like, it's plus money, and Zillich really put on a show in the last couple laps trying to get back to SVG. He was the control car on the restart at Chicago, and the only thing that's biting as Zillich, I think this is definitely his first time going to this track in the Xfinity series. Not sure if he came here in the ARCA series in previous attempts, but still, when you go up against the defending winner of this race, who just won at Chicago and beat you straight up, the only thing that Zillich really needs is that he needs to not have any problems during practice, and that's the qualifying and being set behind there really tanked him at Chicago, but he still came back from it all and made a great battle in the last couple laps. So that's why I would pick up Zillich for the winner. But I like the props again. I mean, why not go 2 for 2 with this guy? Austin Hill hit a top 5 for plus 250. Crazy amount of odds there. Now his top 3 is at plus 300. And he did finish third, if I'm not mistaken. No, he did. He finished fourth. He finished fourth in this Saturday race, I believe. But again, he also fought SVG for the win in last year's race. So he's been strong at Sonoma. I like his number. Yep, I like his number a lot. Oh, in fact, it's a 4-1 number. Even better. So go for it at 4-1. And I even bump it down to a 2-unit bet for him there. So 4-1, Austin Hill get in the top 3. And that's my card right now. I mean, again, continue to follow on Twitter for any updates for the books, because they always move. I will comment, Nolan, this is a steeper drop than it was last week when I had Dalton on. It was 13-1 or something for like Sam Mayer at Chicago, and now it's 16-1. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The betting market is a science, and I don't understand it sometimes.
I mean, yeah, I just feel like it's just gonna be a 2-man show, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a little bit more time, and I actually wanted to talk about this too, and that is the round of 8 now for the NASCAR in-season challenge. That's something to really look at, because I think our friend and good buddy Steven Stump, I think you were telling me put a bet down for Ty Dillon just to win it all after Chicago, and he ended up advancing into the next round. And now he's going to go up against Alex Bowman in this round, and DraftKings actually has the odds for that right now on their website, and you're able to put parlays on who can potentially go through. When you look at the 4 matchups for the in-season tournament, you got Zane Smith versus Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick versus Ryan Preece, John Hunter Nemechek versus Eric Jones, and then, of course, Ty Dillon versus Alex Bowman. When you look at that, like, who's a matchup, and I got a couple of them already up in a bet slip right now, with Eric Jones at plus 120, has better numbers than his teammate John Hunter Nemechek here. Tyler Reddick, obviously, just going to be stronger than Ryan Preece, that is. And then Zane Smith is a sneaky road course candidate here. And with Ty Gibbs' struggles here, plus 225 is a great number for a head-to-head.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, this just may be the summer of Ty Dillon, man. I'm serious. Like, he is just rocking and rolling, and I'm not gonna turn away from him until until it's completely over, because no one thought he was going to exit the first round, and he's already in the round of 8. So I mean, massive props to him, and honestly, I'll pick him plus 215. Let's roll.
Yeah, why not? Plus 215 for Ty Dillon. I've made a parlay, and that is those 3 I mentioned of Eric Jones, Tyler Reddick, and Zane Smith. I would love to put Ty Dillon on there, but the numbers versus Alex Bowman on a road course like Sonoma, it's not going to get as crazy, I think. Yeah. And I think Bowman will just get by. I would love for the summer of Ty Dillon to continue on, though. But with those 3, that's like a plus 9-12 on a 3-leg parlay. So $10 would win you $90 on that bet. I think that's pretty good. I mean, I think it's better than trying to hope someone else beats SVG, that is. But, I mean, Zane Smith beating Ty Gibbs is a tall task. Eric Jones, the teammates at Legacy Motor Club, that's going to be pretty exciting to watch down in the midfield, I would assume. And then Tyler Reddick, I think, is just going to beat the brakes off of Ryan Preece in this one. And, hey, he's also my overall pick to win the in-season tournament. And he's still in it, man. I love it.
Yeah. It's wild. It's bonkers.
I'm trying to pull up the in-season tournament winner, and it looks like Ty Dillon has moved to a 20-1. So if you want to catch the Ty Dillon train and see if it goes all the way, 20-1 is a great number. Tyler Reddick has moved to a 2-1 to win it all. Okay. And Alex Bowman plus 250, Ty Gibbs plus 275, other 3 favorites. Everyone else is 10-1 or worse. So, hey, even if you go with everyone else that's not the top 3, that's still a great payday. So
exactly.
I wanted to touch on that since we had a little bit extra time here on the show. Nolen, thank you again for coming on at such quick notice, and also thank you again for your coverage at Chicago. What else do you have going on at Frontstretch going on right now?
Well, we got a lot of things. We just finished up happy hour with our guest Dustin Albino from J-Ski. He was a great guest, so check that out on our YouTube channel, as well as Apple Podcasts and more. And then coming up, we got a plethora of content coming up from Sonoma as well as Iowa. You're going to be in Iowa, so that should be a great time. Hopefully the rain holds off on Friday. It should be fun the other 2 days, but it should be fun.
Yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled for Iowa. Of course, I said it in the pit straight earlier, which you could catch on our Frontstretch podcast network as well. I'm excited for that, and I'm praying for a great race this weekend, but thrilled to be going and covering a race once again this year. Also, check out that episode of Happy Hour with Nolen and Albino, which y'all had great adventures and as roommates this weekend. We'll keep it on the DL. We'll keep it on the DL.
I'll tell you that much. It was a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah, always love to see Dustin. Miss him. Love you, buddy. And check out the rest of our podcast, also including Trey Lyle bringing the heat. Do you know who the guest is for him?
The guest will be well, it would have already come out, but the guest was the driver of the number 38 car, Mr. Zane Smith.
Great things to talk about with Zane Smith and Trey Lyle there. And man, imagine if you won that Atlanta race. That would have been nuts. Oh my God, would have been nuts. In the Aaron's Dream Machine with the Lucky Dog again. So check that out, and check out Stock Car Scoop with Caleb Barnes immediately following the Sonoma race this Sunday. From Bryan Nolen, I'm Wyatt Watson. Thank you again for joining us on Through the Gears, and let's sip some wine in wine country at Sonoma.